Welcome to Duuet, India's premier health-focused social network. We're excited to introduce Anoopinder Kaur, clinical psychologist, specializing in understanding and addressing the mental health challenges college students encounter. Let's give Anoopinder a warm welcome as we embark on empowering conversations about mental well-being in the college community.
So, hi everyone, and thank you, Rishabh, for having me today. Like you said, mental health is extremely important part of our, being basically. But these days, mental health is the very first thing that gets affected by whatever is going on around us or within us, right? So, to answer your question, the kind of issues the adolescents or the adults, early adults, they come to us are usually they begin with, I don't think you will understand me. If I ask them, why do you think so? Because no one does, right? So there's this hesitation, first of all, to express themselves. When it comes to psychological or psychiatric disorders, these things lead to anxiety, panic attacks, depression, adjustment disorder. They come to us with substance addictions. These substances could be anything, alcohol, cannabis, heroin also, right? Or they can be the whiteners, sniffing the whiteners just to get a high,
Hmm.
right? And also porn addiction, that is very common, gaming addiction, internet addiction, other behavioral and emotional issues they come to us with. Prime among those are self-esteem issues. They are dealing with low self-esteem, low confidence, right? Body image issues are very, very common. Since social media, they follow social media, so they kind of, started comparing their appearance with the celebrities, the kind of life the other people or celebrities are living. Basically, the data also says in India, the age group from probably 13, 14 till 25, these are, the suicide rates are higher among this particular age group, right? And also self-harm. I currently also am dealing with a lot of youngsters who express themselves by self-harming, cutting themselves,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
hurting themselves because they just want to feel something. They
hmm,
feel we are just totally numb. I don't know what to do about it. So I just cut myself, right? And also gender dysphoria and sexual orientation issues. They are exploring themselves. So sometimes what happens is probably a student or youngster, he or she may have a different sexual orientation, right? And they feel my parents, my colleagues, my fellow students, or my friends, they might not approve of me. They might not accept me, right? So these are the broad problems that they come to us with.
Everyone feels overwhelmed in college. You just need to push through it. Can you debunk this myth for us?
First of all, I would like to say this is a very common, discussion in our maybe mental health professionals community. We have in society, in Indian society, we have normalized all the wrong things. you know
yeah,
Hmm. And the anxiety that you are basically referring to, see, there's this trait anxiety and then there's state anxiety. So in psychology, we deal with these two types of anxieties. First of all, broadly, right? The trait anxiety is someone whose brain is very, very sensitive. It's the part of their personality, it's the part of their being. Their brain is developed in such a way that it gets its threshold to any stressful situation is very low, and it's going to cause any reaction in their amygdala is basically part of our limbic system, emotional brain. So there's going to be an emotional reaction basically, right, in
yeah,
people with trait anxiety. Then comes the state anxiety, which is influenced by the circumstances, whatever situation they are dealing, right? So, first of all, we need to really understand ourselves. whether my anxiety is a trait anxiety or it's a state anxiety broadly. Because some people have exam anxiety, students,
Mm-hmm.
whenever their date sheet is also announced, they might be having those panic attack symptoms. They might get palpitations, stomach ache. We must, I mean, you must have heard kids before going to school or examinations. They'll say, "Oh, mama, पेट दर्द हो रहा है.
Yes,
आज नहीं जाऊंगा. I won't go to my school. My
yes.
stomach is really hurting." So that is because in that particular situation, because of the exam, now exam is probably one of their triggers. Once the exam is gone, there's no stomach ache. They'll be eating pasta and it's totally fine. So we have to understand, first of all, that whether I am a kind of person who gets anxious in a majority of the things. you know my first reaction to any problem or any changed situation is getting anxious or nervous about it. It's more of an emotional reaction rather than a logical or problem solving approach,
Hmm.
right? And then whether there is a specific trigger of my anxiety, right? There
Hmm.
are certain situations, certain people, certain things that gives me or that emotional reaction.
Therapy is expensive and takes too much time. Is this always the case?
When to seek any professional help? See, we have to understand that any of our issues, any such issues or our symptoms, when they start meddling with your day-to-day routine, it starts interrupting your socio-occupational functioning, right?
Yeah.
Your conduct in society, your conduct with your friends, your conduct, your interactions with your teachers, right? If you are a student, then academically you are not performing as good as you were doing earlier, right? If you are working, then definitely you are not able to put in as much efforts as you used to do, right? You
Yeah.
don't feel like enjoying the activities that you earlier liked to, right? And also it starts affecting our interpersonal relationships, basically our close relationships, our interactions with our family, our emotions towards them, our behavior towards them. We start getting irritated very easily. We are just responding to them very angrily, or we are just socially withdrawing from them. We don't feel like meeting our friends. We don't feel like meeting, going out with them. So those are the things that we need to be very careful about. We are very much concerned about log kya kahenge, what will the people say, how will they perceive me if they get to know that I'm going to a therapist or I'm going to a psychiatrist to seek some help,
Hmm.
right? So stigma is also of two types:
Hmm.
a social stigma and self stigma. Sometimes we also see ourselves in that light. We are conditioned in such a way because we have been grown up in such a society.
Hmm.
We feel that if I go and seek help from a professional means I'm weak and I'm not able to solve my own problems, right? But we
Yes.
have to see that certain issues, if even if we get maybe any other medical issue, say for example, stomach ache, any infection, any sort of infection, right? That is also not our mistake. That is there. Our immune system is weak. That's why we are catching an allergy.
Yeah.
Likewise, sometimes our nervous system is also weak, a little weak, because
Hmm.
of all the stresses we have been dealing with, all the over expectations we have been dealing with since childhood, all the pressures, right? So we have to first of all understand that whether I am stigmatizing myself, one thing.
Yeah.
If you feel that people will laugh at you, my fellow students, they'll say you are not brave enough, you are not courageous enough, strong enough to deal with your issues. Always find a good support system. At least try to find a good support system. Any teacher, any friend, maybe your relative, your family member, whosoever you think will understand you or will encourage you to seek help, right? One thing. Then you have to learn to prioritize your own mental health first of all. Stigma is very, very much or deeply rooted in our society. We cannot just let go of it so easily. Yes, the mental health community, other people also, they are spreading awareness, but it takes time. Society takes time to change, right? And also change comes from us. We
Yeah.
have to take that, pluck up the courage and start doing something which is good for us. That is seeking therapy, seeking help, or medication. One thing.
Yeah.
See, there are certain therapists or counselors also who provide students some discounts or packages also. And also now UGC has also issued guidelines that every school or every college has to have counselors or psychologists. They
Yeah.
have to create a safe space for the students to come and discuss things.
Yes.
Right? So they can approach them as well. Right? They
Yeah.
can find out, at least start negotiating. No?
Hmm.
At least let the therapist know that I am a student. So if you can just provide me some relaxation in your cost.
Hmm. Yeah.
Few mental health professionals do that.
Can you share some simple coping strategies students can use to manage stress and anxiety?
First of all, take care of your basic physical health. That is
Okay.
very important. Physical and mental health are interdependent, they are linked to each other directly,
Yeah.
right? So, physical activity, as simple as walking every day, going out in the nature, mindfulness, yoga, meditation, mild meditation, not you don't have to get into the major practices,
Hmm.
just basic breathing practices that will definitely help you deal with the anxiety, basic anxiety.
Hmm.
And then always have some hobbies, something beyond your studies, beyond your friends that you can do for yourself. Just spare at least 15 minutes every day for that activity, for that hobby, that interest of yours. That is very, very important, right? Have a good friend circle who can provide you support, who can at least listen to you and do not disregard your emotions, do not invalidate your emotions. They
Yes.
may not be able to help you out, but at least you'll be able to vent out, right? Journaling could be there. You can
Yeah.
just journal your thoughts, right? Journaling भी काफी type की होती है. There are various types of journaling. Like narrative journaling, you can write it in the form of, addressing it to someone. Like you must have seen it in that movie, uh, Dear Zindagi, Dear
Yes.
Diary. I
Yes.
am this, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe you can write it down to some friend, some family member. In general, just venting your emotions out, right?
Hmm.
Simply noting down your thoughts and how a particular situation made you feel.
Hmm.
Then there's also very nice spiritual sort of journaling wherein you can repeat any mantra or any line from, say, for example, our scriptures, Gurbani. Some people write Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna. So that makes them feel good. So you can repeatedly write that as well, right? That is also very soothing. Whatever calms you down,
Yeah.
whatever can become your anchor in such a turbulent state.
Yes.
So you can do that. So these are some basic self-help things that students can do at their end. Yeah? Is
Yeah.
there any teacher who can help you out who is very, say, for example, open to discussions?
Yeah.
Always do that. Find your interest. That is one of the major things. Learn new skills. Develop new hobbies. We usually, in general, we humans think, I don't know what do I like. Unless you try different things, unless you try five things, then only out of them, one thing you will be able to say, this is my hobby, right? So
Yes.
you need to try different things. Always be curious to learn, curious to try new things. Yeah, you can help each other.
Hmm.
If someone is doing one activity, that person can suggest it to the friend also, the other friend, try this one.
Yes.
Do it together.
Hmm.
Go out to different events.
Hmm.
Yeah. So this could be a good strategy to deal with their daily life stresses.
I want to let everyone, I want to let you know that Dr. Anup is with us, and we want to know what kind of help, what kind of guidance you are seeking from, like what are the kind of situations you are going into right now. So is it like you want content on social anxiety disorder or general anxiety disorder or any kind of situation that you are going through? So we'll be having a poll in the community, and based on the results of that poll we'll be releasing our new very different from what is out there on YouTube or any other platform, very personalized, something that is going to help you in your journey going through that. And I just, from the whole Duet family, I want to thank Dr. Anup again. Thanks for doing this. It means a lot and to our journey. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rishabh. Thank you.